I got nothing.
That's the Golden Girls theme song.
Oh my God.
Oh, I don't know why that popped into my head.
I'll have to make sure my lady doesn't watch this video because she will murder me. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm a dead man.
That's a really good show. That's a really funny show. She's gonna get mad at you.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
She's a big Golden Girls fan.
I mean, I didn't play it very good. And it is.
You could have played it right. I wouldn't have got. I could have played it perfectly.
In his defense, I did not play it good.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Great Measures. My name is Richard. This is Judson.
Great Measures.
We're gonna do a song by Beyond Creation.
We've done them before.
We did Earthborn Evolution. This is the ones without the heads on the guitars, I believe. Yeah, right?
I think so.
Yeah. That's just what came to mind from that video. We did Earthborn Evolution. This one is called Reverence.
Reverence.
It just came out, I believe, February the 23rd. Also another Season of Mist release. It's a standalone single for right now. I'm really hoping there's an album coming with it, but they haven't officially announced if there's an album coming with it, so we'll see.
Cool.
Ready?
Yeah.
This is Reverence by Beyond Creation. Ready to roll?
Proceed, Richard.
So since we've done a Beyond Creation song before, you know, they're from Canada, progressive, technical, death metal. This is their first song in 8 years, though, so I think that's pretty cool. That's really, you know, the gist of it.
Okay. Progressive,
Technical
death
metal.
metal.
Tell me it's not.
No, it is. It is, for sure. I think it's hard to talk about individual parts. And there's no way you're going to know what I mean when I say this. Or maybe you will. When it goes to, well, first, the bass player gets the MVP for me.
Yep.
I don't generally like that bass sound, the fretless sound, but when I do, I really do.
Okay. And you do with this one?
Yes.
Okay.
It just sounds like it's really good for this. And it's heavy when it needs to be and melodic, and that dude's obviously good at his instrument, even though he's missing a headstock, you know? He works through that setback. They're all actually, you know, they're really showing how good they are and the determination that they have for the will of the game.
Perseverance
Through adversity and, you know, guitar disability.
Imagine how great they would be.
Imagine.
With headstocks on their guitar.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe one day. But, yeah, I really like listening to the bass player in this. The double bass drum is just way overdone.
Sure, I knew you would.
And I say that because when they do the break at the little clean section there, you know, I like it whenever bands do that, where they give you a breath, especially in this kind of music. But when they get heavy for a second, there's a cool beat, a cool drum beat going there, and then he immediately goes back to the double bass drum.
I saw your face.
Man, it was disappointing. Just personally, but I thought it was rocking there for a second. It had that little section right there was probably my favorite section, just because I liked what they were doing with the chords, and then when they busted into it, it was rocking there for a second. I mean, the whole thing's rocking, you know, obviously. They're all over the place. And some of the riffs are very melodic and very cool in the beginning of the song.
Yeah, that's what stands out to me. And I've got to go back and because when I first heard this song, when I saw it was released, I was like, how long has it been since I've listened to Beyond Creation? Because my idea of Beyond Creation is not that groovy, especially that opening sequence of you know, chuggy, groovy sounding stuff. I was kind of like, well, I got to go back and listen to them, but I wanted to wait and, you know, do this song on the channel first, because it just, like I said, I can't remember the last time I've listened to them, but that opening, I mean, it's just so energy driven, and it's groovy enough that you can just, you know, because you think progressive technical death metal, you think it's going to be the time signature is going to be so odd, and you're not going to be able to keep time or nod your head or whatever, but that's all that opening sequence is.
Yeah, well, they threw that stuff in there.
Yeah, for sure.
The drummer, I really liked how the drummer was doing he kept his double bass drum going, but he was sparse at times with the snare hits and stuff in certain parts of the song, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's very creative how they construct their songs. And then there's just sections where there are these long sort of minimal noted riffs that they're playing. There's just, you know, and then they go back to chugging and I don't know. It's hard to give this on first listen and really pinpoint too much.
Yeah. It's one you have to consume a few times.
I mean, at the beginning, they're doing a lot of, it's really dissonant notes that they're playing. You know, it almost sounded
Like the clean intro?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So off. But I like that.
Yeah.
And then when they did the clean section and, you know, the break in the song, it sounded like it was in a major key for a second, and it may have been. It was really pretty, and then he drops the third note, makes it a minor, and they go off. And there's a guitar solo in there too, wasn't there a guitar solo?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly when. Yeah, there's.
The whole thing is a guitar solo.
Yeah, that's how I view it. Yeah.
But I feel like there was a little section there. Maybe I could be wrong. But they gave the bass player some room there at the end.
Yep. I knew you would enjoy that.
Yep. And that bass just cuts through the distorted guitars. You know, when he was going up top, you'd think you'd lose some of those notes, but you don't, because he doesn't sound distorted at all.
I love the mix.
Yeah.
It's so clean, and you can pick out everybody and everything. This and the, you know, we did Silosis a couple weeks ago. That album and this song are the best sounding of 2026 so far for me. Like they're just mixed perfectly.
Yeah. Well, I remember that from the last Beyond Creation song we did, that the mix was really good. But yeah, the drums sounded really good, the bass sounded really good. I mean, the guitar sounded good, you know. Again, it's just one of those things where I would have to listen to multiple times to really get my head around exactly the parts and trying to, because it seemed like they started one place and they ended another spot, you know. I mean, I recognized some of the, you know, the connections to some of the parts. And obviously they're in the same key, but it was hard to follow because they make subtle little rhythmic changes. You know, every now and then they go da 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 da, like, and I don't. It's kind of impressive because there was a little section where they were doing this thing where the guitars were very precise in what they were hitting on the rhythm, and then he started singing over it while they were still doing that. And I was thinking, man, you know, if you write this song and you sit down, you know, if I write it and you're the other guitar player, and I sit down with you, know, okay, on this part we're gonna go dun 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 dun, but then right after that we're gonna go dun, but then we're gonna go back to the dun dun dun, and then maybe we're gonna add another one later, and that's just one little part, you know. So that's impressive.
Yeah. A lot going on.
No, I think I liked them last time. I think I was into their sound. I mean, I noticed their thing.
Yeah.
Now that I've heard a second song by them, at least have something to compare it to, but it's comparable.
Yeah.
What is the name of the song again?
Reverence.
So, upon further investigation into the lyrical content, it seems that this song is about exactly what I've been thinking about for the last few weeks.
In your own personal life?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is just, and we've talked about this off camera before, in our normal daily conversations. But it sounds like the song is talking about the endless bombardment of thoughts thoughts having to do with what is going on in existence, philosophy, and all these other things. That there's a struggle and a conflict that seems that there is no resolution to whilst going down that road, that you just find chaos and more and more and more chaos, and that the best, the remedy for this is silence, to silence the mind, which takes a massive amount of energy and attention and awareness and effort. Not effort, maybe effort isn't the right word, but attention for sure.
Yeah.
And as he says in there, or as they say in there, in reverence, find reverence in silence. And then my soul will fly and my spirit is free, or whatever they say. That is all it's sort of a contradiction to say that that's all
That's all I think about. Yep.
You know, I'm trying to think about not participating in so much of the thought marathon of thought. But yeah, that's been my current focus.
Yeah.
Intellectual and psychological focus has been trying to keep those things to a minimum and not be so affected by them. And the reasons for that would take us 3 hours to speak about.
Yep.
Why I think that is or why I feel that is necessary in order to achieve some type of clarity. And they use that word in the lyrics as well. But we don't have to go there right now. But yeah.
So the lyricist and vocalist is, the vocalist is the lyricist. His name is Simon Girard.
Simon Girard.
This is his direct explanation. The song explores the boundary between clarity and illusion, introspection and insanity, and whether the search for meaning lifts us up or consumes us. He then makes the theme concrete by saying, stop comparing yourself to others. Focus on what you actually are and what you genuinely want to express, and honest creation becomes possible. He also states that the social mechanism directly. Social media keeps us measuring ourselves against others, which pulls people away from their true selves and authentic voice, leaving them stressed, insecure, and convinced their ideas, technique, or identity are somehow inadequate.
Yeah, this is very Jungian.
Yeah.
Which is attaching all of the things that you're mentioning, measuring oneself against another or against a social expectation is all ego. It's attachment. It's all attachment. I am. What am I? What am I? What makes me up? Well, it's how everyone else sees me in this form or another, which is all bullshit, right? So it's the minimization of the ego as much as possible. Yeah, you can't lose your ego and be in but to realize that the self is not made up of what the ego feeds upon.
Sure.
Right?
I can't say it any better than that.
So I agree with you, Simon Girard. Simon! You got it together, bro. Yeah, that has occupied my mind lately. And not even the search for meaning. I like that that's what he's saying, that he says that the song has something to do with that. But yes, I agree, the search for meaning, it's kind of like saying, every revolution that happens ends up being a slave to the very system it was trying to overthrow, if not perpetuating it. And so the search for meaning, you end up coming up with more meaninglessness.
Yeah.
Or what you are thinking has meaning, you end up realizing that it in fact is meaningless, and it can lead you to a pretty tough spot. But it's the search for meaning, I think, maybe where one goes astray.
Yeah.
That may not be your job.
Yeah.
To make meaning applicable. Maybe it's already. I always try to remember there's the Gnostic. I like a lot of the Gnostic philosophy in the sense that everyone is trying to get to a place only to realize, if they can, by dismissal of the ego or minimization of the ego, that they never left that place to begin with. You're already there. You just have it's the task is to become to wake up to that fact. Right?
Yeah, I can't. There's nothing else I can add.
Yeah, that's great stuff there.
Yeah. Yep. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. Anything else?
No, go read Carl Jung. Look into these things a little.
Dig into Carl Jung.
Or listen to Beyond Creation. They got it too.
Yep.
It's there, it's around.
Yep.
It's hard to find sometimes.
Before we get out of here, coming up on 3 years ago, we started this channel. Before we started doing this, did you think that these kind of themes would come up in metal?
No, I never considered it. I never even thought about it. No. The answer is no.
Okay.
I mean, I don't doubt that there are people that are that are looking within to write. It's music, right? So,
Yeah.
so.
But what little you knew about metal, I mean, which was very little.
I was not even. I didn't even think about that. I was more focused on the sound of the sonic involvement.
Yeah, and if it ever, just on the happenstance that it ever crossed your mind, I imagine you and I picture you going, lyrically, they're not talking about anything deep and introspective.
No, if you were to ask me then if I thought we might find such a thing, I would have probably said no to be funny at first, but then would have also said, but I mean, some bands,
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I'm a musician. I write there are people that are going to do this, and then, but I have never come across them. I've never come across a Gojira or a Beyond Creation or, Tool. I mean,
Sure.
we could, I don't know, I feel
That's my other point is, if you did think it was discussed as far as lyrical standpoint of talking about introspection and some of the stuff we did with Gojira and how deep lyrically some of that stuff goes, would you have thought it happened as often, or there was as much of it in the metal world?
I mean, is there that much of it? See, so
It seems like it's been
maybe
common with what we're doing.
Maybe more recent releases, maybe it is. Yeah, I guess I see a lot of some of the younger bands. I say younger bands, but bands that are newer that may be in their 20s and stuff like that. I see a lot of them referencing certain themes in video games. Like a Halo or a
World of Warcraft.
I see a lot of that, but I would be curious to know how much conversation goes on really in mass about the lyrical content of Beyond Creation.
Sure. Fair.
I would not think in the metal world there's a whole...
Yeah, because what they're doing, specifically Beyond Creation, what they're doing musically is so complex and, I don't mean this in a negative way, but over the top. That, like you said, you would have to hear this song 4 or 5 times before you can get it. So, in that sense,
where's the room for the discussion of the lyrics?
Take a backseat, yeah.
And I just don't. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but we've had multiple discussions on how just the delivery of the vocal in some of these I've lost I keep on saying disgruntled. Not the growl, but
guttural.
The guttural. Mm-hmm. How yes, you may go look up the lyrics for this kind of stuff, but a lot of people don't even care.
Sure.
Because they just like the sound of it. So, how do you know that Lorna Shore is not delivering some Kierkegaard philosophical, theory in there? But to answer your question, no, I never even thought about it.
Yeah.
I would, if I were asked, I would say there must be some.
Yeah.
And I still would wonder how much of this, where are the circles that this is discussed in at length.
And if we're being truly honest, it's a dumb question on my part because I'm asking you to imagine what you would have thought if you had thought that.
Right. But I mean, I think but still, you're right. I mean, no, I didn't consider it at all. But I mean, this music, the metal world, from its sonic offering, doesn't necessarily lend itself to a lot of that either.
Sure.
You know, you to listen to it and go, man, those lyrics are deep, you know.
Yeah.
Or you wouldn't think, you know, if I'm going to listen to, I don't know, man, if I'm going to listen to Celine Dion or if I'm going to listen to Bob Dylan or whatever, I can, you know, the lyrics are a little more, they're out in front for you to hear.
Yeah.
And whereas this musical offering has a lot more going on, and it's a different delivery, it's a different, you know, it's a different world, and it comes at you from a different angle. So, but that's cool, at least from the standpoint of Beyond Creation, because once you scratch the surface a little bit and you take you take a minute to look, and you find it, then for somebody like me who in general would say doesn't like any of the music that we listen to, from a stereotypical, just in general speaking, obviously I can rattle off bands that I like, that we've listened to, but I don't really like metal.
Sure.
But, so, you know, for somebody like me who is listening to this stuff and then sees something like that, it shines through and sort of obliterates a little bit of my stereotypical dislike for a particular genre.
Yeah.
You know, it dissipates that a little bit and goes, oh, man. You know, even if I didn't like this song, you know, I can look past the double bass drum a little bit now because I know, you know.
Yeah.
So it helps.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
It helps me at least as a listener.
All right, cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. We are Great Measures. My name is Richard. This is Judson. That was Reverence by Beyond Creation.
Great Measures.
Have a wonderful day, everybody.